What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own new review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, so it's around Thanksgiving. Everybody is celebrating with their families. Candy is giving back to the community like she normally does. Kenya has set up Brooklyn to meet her grandfather for the first time, and it was a really beautiful moment. Drew. Drew was having a brunch. Well, Ralph had the idea of hosting a brunch because Sheree have invited all the ladies to Portugal and he wanted them to have a nice time before going off to Portugal. He's noticed that all the ladies have had drama, have had arguments, while the men are good. So I wanted you guys to have a nice moment, have a nice time. But Drew was kind of like, where's all this coming from? Ralph offering to serve and cook for the ladies, even though there's a chef there doing all the work. I haven't seen Ralph pick up a spatula, let alone know what the spatula is. So if this is his idea to showcase he's this great, gracious husband, he's going to have to do something a little bit different, okay? I agree. We can see right through all that, Ralph. You ain't fooling us. And he didn't even think that far ahead to have arranged seats. Either way, moving on. So all the ladies and their significant others have arrived. We see Sonya and Ross come in. Courtney came and she brought Bryce. Girl, is this your man or not? He's more than just a baby daddy, obviously. But why are we caring about this, okay? Bryce, you still don't look like the way you looked back in the day. You look like you've had a hard life since then, all right? And the way you walked in like you didn't even brush your teeth. It's kind of like Courtney just forced you out of bed. Like you just rolled over and said, here you go, get dressed, let's go. She made you come. Candy recognized Bryce because in the music industry, she did not know that Bryce was Courtney's baby daddy. And how did he put up with her? He is such a nice guy. Girl, we all want to know. Sheree has arrived, Kenya has arrived, and Kenya can now see Bryce in person and gives him a hug, wondering how long it's been. It's been over 20 years. And Sheree was asking Kenya, where is Roy? She said he had to work. Sheree's in the confessional, thinking that she has a leg to stand on by shading Kenya with, she's always talking about how she got a new man, but where is he? Is he real? We don't see him. Sheree, shut the fuck up. I know you're in no position to act like Kenya is making up that she's in a relationship when we know she's not. We've seen Roy. Manietta has seen Roy because Manietta was the one who set her up with Roy, but they're not in an exclusive relationship just yet. You, my dear, have not even been claimed in a relationship, okay? You are in no position to shade nobody about their non-existent relationship when you know you're not in one. Girl, where is Martell? Where is your imaginary relationship? Where is your storyline, honey? Please. And the way that Drew wanted to ask you, where was Martell? You had to say, oh, he's not feeling well. Also, you want to dig deep into Kenya's reasoning. But for you, we supposed to accept he's not feeling well? Girl, bye. We just saw him last week saying how you're still his friend, girl. Please, good night. Marlo comes in with Scott Lee. Sheree and Cyan are the only ones who's caring enough to ask her what's been going on with them. You guys are cool. Where's this relationship going? Candy knows Scott Lee as far as recognizing him in the restaurant business. He is the chef at the Continent, the restaurant he had Marlo set up a date with. But she doesn't see Scott Lee as Marlo's type because he ain't. Because Marlo have said she don't have sex unless he's spending some change for her to exhibit whore behavior. Absolutely. Y'all saw her energy meter on her date. She don't give up the panties unless she sees that Platinum Express card. But moving on. Kenya wants to know what's been going on with the movie and why hasn't she received an offer? You know, because, baby, I'm way past auditioning. I want an offer. All right? Now, she did say we gave the role to Drew. You gave it to Drew? Yes. At the Mommy Nation brunch, she told Drew about the movie and that they figured she would be perfect for the role. The role is the wife, a young, naive wife who gets turned out. Not to say that Drew is young and naive, but she knows how to pretend to be. I'm like, shade, but true. Now, Kenya is giving herself a pat on the back because she was like, I am the one who put threesomes on the map. I'm like, yes, you did. With her movie Twa, period. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on her name. And everybody was laughing. If there's a movie about threesome, yeah, put Kenya in it. Drew was in the confessional. saying, has Kenya been in any other movie besides Twa, which was over 22 years ago? It may be time to let the acting career go. Drew, I'm gonna let you have this shade. I am, because it's shade for shade. I get it. She called your video low budget, right? But the whole letting acting career go part, no, I'm not gonna let you slide with that one, because Kenya has been consistent in her acting roles, okay? Pretty much throughout the 2000s. We cannot forget she was on Deliver Us from Eva. She's had a few speaking roles on Martin and Jamie Foxx. We're not going to let go of her infamous line. Lionel, you haven't danced with me all night, okay? And she was just on an episode of Family Reunion with Tia Mowry and Loretta Devine in 2020. She was acting alongside Candace Dillard Bassett. So, Drew, no. We're not about to do that, because if you're saying that she should let her acting career go, you don't think that maybe you're past your prime of starting out as an artist again? People, you wouldn't find it funny if people was to say, Drew, let the singing career go. You'll never make it. So, I'm just saying, Drew. I'm just saying, I'm gonna let you have this shade, but the letting acting part go, no. So Roy FaceTimes Kenya, and everybody wonders who is she talking to. And when she was showing the phone to everybody, Marlo recognized Roy. She said, "Oh my God, I went on a date with him." And it's like, oh Lord, Lord, Lord. But Kenya got up so she can hear him talk. Marlo chose this opportunity to figure out how did she end up talking to Roy. Because she put out a question on her story and he answered it. And that's how it started. It was one date. One date. It really did not go anywhere further than that. But I feel like Marlo wanted to make it a moment that she dated somebody that Kenya is now dating. And Messy Sonya over here, she's trying to stretch out this information because she wanted to be involved in this moment after discovering this information, because she's really making it such a big deal when it's really not. Because it's kind of like, how do we go from this to Marlo dating somebody that Kenya's now dating? But keep in mind, though, Sonya, it was one date. She was never in a relationship, okay? And when Kenya came back after getting off the phone with him, she was like, I mean, well, he knew what not to do. He realized that she wasn't the one, period. I feel like Marlo believes that whenever she has something in common with the lady, she feels accepted. She feels like she can fit in. But, period. So it's kind of like, girl, I'm not about to be pressed over what you had a long time ago. Bye. Like, seriously, it ain't nothing. Now, Sheree's in the confessional wondering, she had a lot of energy for Martell being in her DMs, but why isn't she giving the same energy to Roy? Because Marlo had one day with Roy, and Martell's a fucking liar. Martell didn't even tell you he was in her DMs. And he denied that he was when we seen him in her DMs. Like, shut up, Sheree. You're never going to convince me that Martell is a good guy. He had good intentions. Please. Like, Sheree, you have no leg to stand on, okay? You are in a shade tree by yourself. Please. Now, it was a good brunch. Everything was going great. They were supposed to end it on a peaceful note, but no. Sheree had to make it known about Drew is paying the chef. Wonder, is the chef going to get paid? She was like, what are you talking about? I mean, there was something going on the blogs that someone wanted to cook for you, but they never got paid. I said, this is one of the reasons why I don't like Sheree. Because she thinks she's doing something by exposing somebody. But it's kind of like, girl, you be so quick to throw out shit to other people, but you turn a crying eye, you turn how you trying to hurt me when it's done to you. Sheree, please, you are nobody's victim. And you are in no position to question anybody getting paid when you don't pay your bills. Okay? So when Drew shut her down by saying, it's handled by my attorneys, it's all cool, it's false information, you don't read everything you see, and she was not a chef. She wanted to cook for my family. Her food was horrible. There was hair in my food, and she didn't get paid. But now she's suing Drew, and she's only suing Drew for $1,000. $1,000. So you wasn't really that upset. You just didn't get the job, and now you want to go to the blogs acting as if you never got paid, but you didn't do the job. So she was like, they're not going to pay me out to be Sheree because Drew, pays her bills. And this is another thing, Sheree. Have you paid Drew for your part of the invoice when you collaborated with her for the surprise party you guys threw for Kenya Marlo last season. You didn't pay your portion, so please, like, did you ever pay your assistant Anthony? That was his name, right? Girl, bye. How long has it taken you to finish Chateau Sheree? Are you still paying contract? Sheree is fake, like her face and her boobs, okay? When Drew told them she's only getting sued for $1,000, it's kind of like Drew is not pressed for $1,000, but I know it shut down Sheree's face because she thought she was being sued for more, just like yours. So, while being on this trip, wondering if everybody's going to be open to discuss any issues in their relationship, fix any parts of their relationship. Um, Courtney is coming along. I don't know why. Courtney is a crisis management manager, whatever she is. But then, when it came down to King saying she don't need crisis management, she's a crisis all on her own. I believe that Courtney was throwing her shade, like, "Girl, you don't even need to tell me." And they go back and forth a little bit. And Courtney was being touchy, but she was also throwing shade. And King was like, "Okay, I know we touchy, but we're not there yet. So I need you to keep your hands to yourself, please." And it was kind of like, yeah, because Courtney, we don't like you. Why are you here? I don't know why you here. And Candy was ready to go. Like, she was done. She was trying to urge Todd to hurry up. I'm ready to go. Let's go. So all the ladies got to Portugal. Everybody was happy. They made it to the plane. Sonya noticing that they would have never made it this far as everybody being excited to being on the plane because they've all been at odds recently. But throughout the trip, they noticed Candy wasn't in her seat because Candy wasn't feeling good. Candy had food poisoning. Marlo was like, "Ew, number one and number two." I'm like, "Bitch, you wear the pants. So shut up." And, Candy had the bubble guts. It was horrible, okay? Now, Sheree, I don't know where you got, was it the silicone? The injection you put into your face, seeped into your brain? She really do think that she's in charge of the girls. Like, she's the glue that holds everybody together when you don't fucking act your age either. Saying how these women, they never know how to act. They never know how to do this. I'm like, bitch, bye. Like, I'm sorry. Sheree is no one's friend. Sheree is nowhere near healed. You need healing in your face and you need healing in your soul. I'm sorry. Moving on from that, oh my God. So Sonya wanted to know, is everybody going to be open to discuss any issues they have on this trip? You know what I'm saying? Because we have to be open for healing since this is a trip for healing. And Sheree was talking about if she's able to get over her issues with all the OGs from 15 years ago, I'm sure that the rest of the ladies can. I'm like, Sheree, please. So they're all about to eat some lunch. Drew tells the girls that Ralph is in Vegas and want to make sure that he's behaving in Vegas. Wonder why is he in Vegas? Apparently, when she was on her video shoot, a producer wanted Ralph to audition for Chocolate City in Vegas. I was like, what? Ralph? He has a desire to be a male dancer, a male stripper? I'm sorry. Ralph, what are you talking about? Ralph, are you trying to be the star? Ralph, you're giving me, you want the spotlight right now. No. What? Why would they ask him for that? I don't understand. Next to me not understanding, Drew has had thoughts in her mind. What does Ralph be up to when he be out of town? Obviously, we still have not gotten an understanding of why was he in Tampa. You still don't know where he stayed, where he ate. So yeah, while he is in Vegas for this particular reason, what else could he be up to? And they all leave to go to their room to, chill for a little bit. Sonya made a comment about, let's see who gets recognized first. Let's see who's really worldwide. Sonya, the way that you have not been in a good place with Candy and Kenya, you really don't need to be making no comments like that right now because it's solidifying to me you've chosen a side. I mean, everybody can laugh, but girl, please, you need to just admit it. You enjoy being Marlo's friend. You will go to bat for Marlo. You'll never call out Marlo because Kenya and Candy have already called your car and you are already causing a division right now. Like, mace me. But it's also funny for me though, Sonya. You enjoy shading Candy and Kenya, but you still need them. You still need them. because you needed Kenya for your auction, and she helped you out after she didn't even think she can trust you again. That's funny to me. All the ladies are in their rooms. Drew and Marietta are in one, and Marlo and Sonya are in her room. Africa is literally right across the sea. And Drew said she's never been in Africa. She's been in South Africa. When they showed the map, girl, you was in Africa. You was probably in a small city, but you were in Africa. Okay, girl? Listen, I have those blonde moments too. But we found out that Marietta has an orphanage in Africa. Shout out to Marietta for her orphanage. So everybody feels like everybody's on a good note. Everybody's cool. There's no negative energy. But Drew feels like maybe Sheree is trying to stir up issues again. Because when she brought up her lawsuit, maybe she was being concerned, but then she wanted to throw in a joke about the male chef. Is he getting paid? So it's kind of like, oh, so that's where we are. Because I feel like you're not about to pay me in a category where I don't pay people. That's Sheree. Because I feel like can't nobody fill that space about not paying people no more than Sheree can. And to be honest, though, maybe this could be payback for Drew, airing out that Sheree never paid her assistant Anthony that both her and Drew had last season. But even in that moment, I wasn't mad that Drew was calling out Sheree because it wasn't as if we've heard that before. It wasn't new. We've heard Sheree not pay multiple people. So then, of course, this season, Sheree did not want to pay for steaming machines for her clothes, so that way her clothes does not come wrinkled. I mean, the proof is in the pudding right here. You know what I'm saying? Sheree can't shade nobody about paying people without her getting shaded too. Kenya talking to Candy about her upcoming court date, and everybody is sick and tired of her dragged out divorce, girl. It's been like 3 years. Yes, you've been getting a divorce from Mark longer than you've been married to him. Because Mark is looking for ways to always keep Kenya in court. We saw how he wanted her to be put in contempt because he's mad at her for Brooklyn being there when Marlo's begging on her door. But that was Marlo's fault. Anyway, then, she was hesitant on talking about how she's getting back into the dating world, but she's happy about it. So Candy wanted to know, did you feel a way where you weirded out that Marlo mentioned she dated Roy? No, because Roy told her. And since it was one date, it was in 2018. It wasn't that long ago. It's not that deep. And it wasn't. It wasn't that deep. Kenya said Roy is fine, intelligent, successful. He does not have to pay for pussy. Clear. For real, clearly. He don't have to. And Sonya, I just want to drag you. You win all your Olympic gold medals. Because you are trying to create an issue. You are trying to drag out a moment right now. Because you want to draw a comparison that Kenya really did not show any emotion or give any energy as to Roy being in your DMs. But it was a whole fiasco when Martin was in hers. Yeah. It was, Sonya, at your party where you initiated a confrontation with Candy but wanted to escape because it was your man's party. And, yeah, Martell was on some bullshit. He was. Martell wanted to holler at Kenya. She said no. She never answered his messages. She never accepted it, okay? And while witnessing, he was being very aggressive towards her. She knew every right to call him out because not only did Kenya read off his energy, she saw him on the show. She saw how he treated his ex-wife, has continuously treated his ex-wife. So, yeah, Sonya. Kenya has a lot of reasons why she went off on Martell, but she doesn't have that same amount of reason to go after Roy because Roy told her. Roy did what Martell didn't do. He was honest. He told the truth. And obviously we can see it was one date. It didn't go nowhere. The fuck? Sign go to hell. You good and good. I was happy. Marla, I was happy King did not give Marla satisfaction of acknowledging that you dated somebody that she's dating now. The fuck? Because you even said he was corny, so I don't know why you feel away. You want to have an issue so bad because you want to embarrass her on something that you can't embarrass her about. I'm sorry, Marlo, your moment is not a moment, ma'am. Kenya was acknowledging the situation and she did exactly what she was supposed to do. Not let it face her, please. Please. Oh my God, I can't trust you because you're not trustworthy, Sonya. You're not. It's some bullshit. And Sonya, here you go again, being a fake ass friend, being a flip-flopper, because you want to repeat verbatim what Kenya said about how Roy knew what not to do. Roy knew who he should not like because he's now dating her after what he did not want to continue with Marlo. It's like you always remember everything that Candy and Kenya say, but you turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to everything that Marlo and Sheree say, because they say far worse shit than they do. You always look for ways for calling everybody else out, but you avoid calling them out. You are a flip-flopper. You're a fake-ass friend. You're not even a neutral friend. I can't stand Sonya. I can't. Moving on from that. They go out to dinner. Everybody's outfits was beautiful. I think it was Kenya. Kenya was asking, can everybody wink one eye individually? I could do that. I can wink one eye individually. So I believe it was Sonya or Sheree wanted to open up the floor for everybody to discuss what they've been feeling. Courtney decided to say that her and Kenya have not been getting along and that Kenya has made it very hard for her to get along with Courtney, for Courtney to be transparent, be opening up towards her. And I love that Kenya was not paying her attention. She was looking in the knife for a reflection. I loved it. But Kenya spoke to Sheree earlier that day, and she said Courtney is closed off when I'm trying to talk to her, when I'm trying to get to know her. But Kenya responds to her and says, I feel like the way that you came at me with we're touching, we're laughing, I felt you were being condescending towards me. And when I was telling you that don't touch me, it was because I didn't like that you were touching me. We're not there yet. We're trying to get there. But Courtney felt like she was receiving mean girl energy from Kenya, but she knows that's not how she is. But I'm just kind of like, the same can be said about you, Courtney. When you came on the scene, we didn't like you. Now, Kenya, to me, she gave you that energy based off of how you came off on Candy, and she still gave you that same energy. But you have not tried to separately get to know her other than how you came off. And Drew came in to defend Kenya's reasoning. She was saying it was a boundary issue. Like she wasn't trying to be a mean girl by letting you know, don't touch me, that's a boundary. Because we haven't reached that point we can laugh and giggle and touch each other. No, we're not there yet. Then when it came down to Candy, Candy has multiple facial expressions that could either be one thing or the other, but we don't know that until we get to know her. She has a resting bitch face. It's hilarious. But it's not literal. Trust me, I wear a whole bunch of facial expressions on my face, and my face can mean multiple different things, and it could be you mad, you annoyed. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just thinking about something. And it doesn't mean like, I'm mad at you. And she understood that. She did. And we're going to move on from there because it wasn't that serious. But Courtney did feel comfortable to express her concerns. Kenya heard her express her concerns. We're moving on. Drew is now expressing to Sheree that she's feeling some kind of way, because Sheree wanted to air her out about what's going on with the blogs and the chef. And at first she thought she was a concerned friend, but then Sheree was talking about it behind her back, i.e. she was talking to Courtney, talking shit. Courtney told Drew, and now she's calling out Sheree. Sheree acts like she didn't know. Sheree acting like she wasn't talking shit, which that's what she does. In this moment, Sheree is not even thinking of what she's done to her Drew. She's not letting go of what Drew did to her. And what did Drew do? Drew called out that Sheree confiscated all of her She by Sheree items at the last reunion. Basically, wanted to say that Drew lied, that nobody took anything away. But please, we did. Like everything was taken away. And what I'm trying to understand is, Sheree, didn't we have this conversation? Because Sheree, I want you to tell me what issues you have with Drew, because ever since last season, you've had it out for Drew, okay? And you guys are supposed to be starting fresh. You guys are supposed to be building up a friendship, but here you go, trying to talk shit about me when you should be coming to me if this is how you've been feeling, but you didn't. So don't talk about my business, and I'm in front of your face, you acting like you didn't do it. So why are we friends? Why are we now reaching a level of becoming friends and you're talking about me? And Sheree never takes accountability. She never takes accountability for the things she says, for the things she does, because in this moment, Sheree was only thinking about herself. Because she wants to bring up that Drew lied, that she never got any She by Sheree items. It was taken away. But we've already had that conversation, Sheree. We already had that. Why are you bringing it back up? You need to let it go. The conversation you guys had was a month ago when Kenya invited you out for some IV. You said you wanted to start fresh. She said she has a lot of respect for you. We supposed to be building. Like, Sheree, please. The reason why you're looking to have any issues with anybody is because you don't have a storyline. And you know going back and forth with Drew keeps your storyline going because you don't have nothing going on. You don't. What else do you have coming up? What else? I would love to know. Then Kenya even said we were asked to return some things. Candy said some stuff was taken back. So nobody's lying on you. Nobody's making it up. Girl, they never got any She by Sheree products. Just own it. Marlo talking about she received a whole bunch of products, which I think she stole. And I just can't stand Sheree's face expression. She always act like she doesn't know anything. She doesn't act like she can say anything about it. Like she just never owns shit. Like, girl, please. So in the confessional, there were racks of She by Sheree product, but apparently a certain rack wasn't meant to be taken. Then that should be your problem, Sheree. You keep on saying that if it happened to you, it has nothing to do with me. It was your brand. It was your products. You have control of who you give your products to. They cannot just give away your items without you telling them to. Like, that makes no fucking sense. I hate that she never takes accountability and responsibility of the things that she knows she does. Even if things are not in control, she still don't take responsibility for it. Like, girl, please. If you've only had one specific rack for clothes to give away, then the other rack should have been on display. And you should have informed that to the people backstage. These racks are for display. These racks are for the ladies to take home. That's communicative. That, like, I don't understand. Like, it's so weird to me. So, it's all bullshit, okay? It's all bullshit. Drew said we supposed to be moved on, correct? We supposed to have been moving on, moving forward. And now you're bringing up a lawsuit, something that's hurting me. Now, I can tell Sheree was getting a kick out of it because she said it doesn't feel good, huh? Oh, so your whole objective was to talk about the chef not getting paid because you wanted to teach her a lesson about when you air out other people's business, when you bring up something from the internet that's not true. This is how it happens. This is how it looks. This is how it feels. Fuck you, Sheree. Fuck you. Because, Sheree, you've been in all these vlogs about Tyrone, about Martell, about She by Sheree. Bitch, please. Like, get your petty Winnie Pooh ass away from me. Get away from me with this shit, Sheree. You are in no position to teach somebody a lesson of when you talk about them, this is what happens. Bitch, everybody talks about you. Like, you really, like, are you kidding me, girl? There's actual footage of you not paying people. And the fact you're looking at it in revenge, it's crazy to me. Why the fuck are we in Portugal if you're wanting to get revenge? This is not healing. Drew said you have no intention of moving forward. You're incapable of doing that. We are supposed to be on a trip of healing when you can't even heal yourself. You're not healed either. I was here for Drew, telling Sheree she's incapable of moving forward. She's incapable of letting things go. She didn't have nothing else to say because it was true. This entire time, you're expressing what Drew did to you, but you're not acknowledging what you did to her. Like, this moment was not for you, Sheree. It was for Drew. She's very selfish. She's fake. She wants accountability. She won't admit that she had every intention to hurt Drew, and she won't move forward. Like, it was just annoying to me watching Sheree deflect, avoid taking accountability, avoid apologizing, because she felt like, I'm not going to apologize until you apologize, but she already did. You guys already had this conversation that was resolved, it was moved on, but you want to bring it back up again? It's bullshit to me. It's bullshit. Like, for some odd reason, you can't just say sorry because you feel like if I say sorry, she gotta say sorry to me, when she already did. And Drew was clearly explaining to Sheree, you hurt my feelings by talking about my business. Sheree can't even do that without saying, but you talked about my business. Bitch, oh my God, nobody gives a fuck about She by Sheree. You don't even give a fuck about She by Sheree. Why are you holding everybody else accountable for what they said about your business when everybody has talked about your business? You did the same thing to Candy. Now you're doing the same thing to Drew. Get the fuck out of here, Sheree. Sheree is fake. She's not a good friend. She's selfish. Kenya was looking at Sheree. What do you need? Because you keep going in circles at this point. She explained to you what happened. She explained to you what you've done, and you can't even hear that because you're so busy thinking about yourself. Drew walks off crying. Now, I don't believe that Drew is crying about this $1,000 lawsuit. I think there's something deeper than that. But hearing how she was explaining her feelings to Sheree and Sheree dismissed it, I bet that did hurt. But there is more. And I'm like, fuck Sheree. Fuck her, fuck her, fuck her. Next episode is going to be a lot again. Someone gonna lie on somebody. But y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.